Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you around 90 FPS PUBG mobile gaming situation on my Galaxy S21 Exynos 2100. This is a follow-up video from my last content. In my previous video I showed you how to force 90 FPS gaming. I have already prepared special folders which you need special instructions. I will link that video. You can go and check if you haven't. Officially, there is no 90 FPS gaming, so let's find out how my first 90 FPS gaming really works. Alright, let's start this video. First thing first, display set to the higher refresh rate. Let's free up some memory. Let's check if this first 90 FPS is still working or not. So it's working, right? Let me connect my phone to my performance indicator. Let's play some intensive game. So we can start from the intensive game to the classic in the end. And first I will play some TDM matches. I think I am in the wrong game. It seems that we were already losing a lot. Anyway, my device temperature is around 940 Celsius and that's fine. Don't go with my gameplay. I'm just in the middle of C. Obviously, this is a lost game, right? Let's go to the team Domination. I think it is one of the most demanding modes. My previous Galaxy Exynos devices used to lag a lot in this mode.
The base will be activated in 5 seconds.
The FPS is quite fluctuation, but I must say that the 90 FPS experience is really good. The gaming is not the constant 90 FPS. I feel little bit frame drops whenever I have to respawn, whenever I'm dead.
A weapon crate has been activated.
Fire! 14 minutes of the game and it runs pretty well. I mean, you can feel fast movements and buttery smooth, particularly right now, right?
Blue team has taken a base successfully.
15 minutes of the playing game, the external temperature seems around 44 to 45 Celsius. And I think it's quite normal, right? I was able to manage high kills in that batch. I really enjoyed it. That mode seems pretty well. The 15 minutes of the playing games had no problems. Now I'm playing the events in the classic match. A classic match, the event seems pretty laggy right now. Now my device seems struggling to manage 90 FPS, as you can see in the FPS meter, right? Now you will watch a special survival test.
A few moments later.
me. Help me. Nigga.
2,000 years later.
Everyone experienced like this, yeah, when you play with a random. Wow, so close. It was almost very dark and very dark. And it seems that whenever there is a heavy team fight, the FPS drops a lot. That is not good, right? But it's still better than not forcing to 90 FPS. I think it's much better than the regular 60 FPS. I found this. That whenever you are in the special event mode, the FPS is dropped to 60 FPS. I think this might be as default. There is a bug I think in this mode because I have to have trouble to get sound. There is a delay in game sound. I think this is a bug. In the meantime, the FPS is constant around 60. Immediately after I exit from this mode, the FPS is going around 90 FPS. I think this new event might have an FPS problem. The device is warm, but it is not so extreme. The warmer device, more thermal throttling. I think the fan cooler might do a solution, right? Still, this is a forced FPS, right? Okay, 33 minutes of playing the game. The external device temperature seems around 45 Celsius. Let's check the result. The average FPS is 80. I think it is pretty good if you think about Exynos whole experience, right? But I expected more. I expected it to perform better than this, but remember that we really played much more demanding mode. It is obvious the device might be exhausting, right? During these sessions. During the few minutes of playing the arena training, it was buttery smooth, constant 90 FPS. When we go to the demanding domination mode, the FPS also were constantly the same, but there was an issue that whenever I die or respawn, there was a few frame drops, right? Every good things change once I start playing classic Erangel event mode. For me, this mode is little buggy because the FPS dropped throughout the game. As you can see, the device throttled a lot, and also once I enter the special mode, the FPS dropped below 60. The last few minutes were really bad FPS in this event. The battery lost about 20%. If I compare my previous result with the Black Shark 4 and Vivo X60, which has Exynos 1080, these all were forced 90 FPS. According to the result, Vivo has really good gaming numbers. What was the problem? If I compare the CPU usage, the S21 used CPU more than others. And also, battery consumption was more in S21. What I think is Samsung UI is too heavy and has lots of features and bloatwares. Other phones UI is fairly simple and nothing special. Also the thermal threshold of Samsung is very low point. Once the device thermal limit point reaches, the device just controls the heavy tasking, and you'll find more CPU usage and more battery consumption. I think in the future I will prepare special content about this issue, as it is a really interesting topic, right? Anyway, the forced FPS is a really good experience, although I expected more. I hope to see in the future to have a real official 90 FPS gaming options. I wish it can be possible very soon.